key feature for me is the people, the amount of organisations that I've been in contact with in terms of even trying to set up prior to me even meeting Recruit Hub in terms of web development, marketing, so on and so forth, and how to set things up. Edmund and the team at Recruit Hub are all really great guys, and it was very much about what can we do to help you be better. So I think to answer your question, it really came down to the people, coupled with the fact that there was that sort of strong vein where it was what you want to do. So we'll not be sort of telling you, well, do A, B, and C, and you can maybe add in X, Y, and Z at the very end. It was more, look, we're here to help you, whatever that might be. But based on what you're, obviously the direction of what you want to do, Recruit Hub are very facilitating, and were, give me the clear path to really roll out what I wanted to do with their support, which is as and where you actually need it. But again, like most individuals that maybe do want to set up their own business, develop their own organisation, have that strong idea as to what they want to do and what they want to achieve. And Recruit Hub's almost there as that sort of partner at the side of the road as and where you need assistance. The key things I was evaluating was ownership and control. Coupled with that was the time consumption that I was very aware of in terms of even my due diligence and research, and even the actions from that. Financially, I was in a position where I didn't need any funding. I'd saved up enough, and it was more a case of that, I could go 100% myself. But it was, for me, what was important was, and I think that was an attractive thing about Recruit Hub, was that the time saved on business administration in terms of setting everything up was very well organised, and it meant that you could go and do your work, your day job, rather than spend 60 minutes with an accountant on your month end or your payroll. You didn't need to go to marketing, or you didn't need to go to your IT support because of issues and things like that. But yeah, other organisations that would probably class themselves as competitors to Recruit Hub do have a lot of percentage ownership, or even the organisational structure is very much set within their company, and you're almost a franchise. Or you maybe are a franchise. I knew that there was a number of organisations out there. They would have their own direction as to the way they wanted the business to go and shape it that way, and you're almost that worker, an employee again, rather than business manager, if that makes sense. And you've got your own path to walk. The technology that's available and everything is very well packaged in Recruit Hub to get you going very quickly from the get-go, rather than you having to spend time and deal with web developers if there's issues with your website, or if it's different areas of the business. Everything has already been smoothed out, and you're able to really go at your work, if that makes sense, and the day job, so that you're really able to focus on that, and not have to spend a good portion of like a classic business owner's time is away from recruitment. So you're actually doing your day job, but you've got that support and the infrastructure there to really go at a fast pace, to set up relatively quickly, and get on your platforms, and push things through really well. All of the items are very much at the forefront of technology. So it was quite a step in some respects compared to maybe previous organizations that I worked with and things like that. So I think it's the sum total of all those applications that are really sort of continually speed you up to do a lot more in your day, and help you get through a lot more work than you maybe would in a classic organization. In terms of the technology, maybe a lot of firms don't have, or naturally don't have the time, even if it's the recruitment directors in a medium-sized recruitment business, don't have the time to really weigh up, analyze, or improve on the existing platforms or technologies that they had, and are maybe comfortable with that because that worked 5 years ago, and they just keep plugging away at it. So I think it's the technological improvements that Recruit Hub have got, and I do have that feeling that there's always that constant improvement. It's been fantastic. Everyone's at the has that sense of urgency, particularly in the pre-startup phase, to make sure that everything's right and it's done your way, rather than it just being this is how it is, and that's what you've got. Every attention to detail they recognise, and particularly if you want to make a small change, with pre-launch, that there's all of those things, so everything's sort of filtered down from everything that you want, and then getting that all ticked off, and then funneled right down to the very small nooks and crannies. And then even after launch, there's a great service there. It does genuinely impress me, because it's not what I didn't have those expectations, and I think that's probably a good thing as well, where um, expectations have been blown out of the water in terms of post launch. Instinctively, I had almost felt that once everything was up and running, that was it, and it would be almost sort of um, very quiet, and that there wouldn't be any need or contact from Recruit Hub, especially from their side, and it would be more just right, um, keep us updated, and go that way. But it was very much like there's the support, and the community, of like-minded individuals, as to what you're doing, um, in the UK and the US, and further afield, that really impressed me. Things are going faster than I expected. So geographically, I'm further afield than I was expecting, particularly in the first 3 4 months into the business, where expansion really developed right across the UK, rather than it being just in one city. So it's been uh, fast, and it's important too. Whilst those milestones are great and you're surpassing things, to keep the focus, and not spread yourself too thin. The ideal development for the business is very much to grow it nationally, across the UK, and take it from there. There might be expansion to the United States. What's most important is again people. It's bringing through the right people for organisations, and the right people to join Verde Search to make it successful, because it's having that good work life balance. But it's also that you're getting that satisfaction of genuinely helping people develop their careers. It's going to be like a roller coaster. So you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. There's elements of doubt that's naturally going to creep in, but ultimately, if you're probably watching this, you've already read those business books, or you've already had that awareness that it's not going to be just an upward trajectory every day, and it's all sweetness and light. So you're factoring in everything, and being aware of that. And I think it's probably just that real feeling of doing everything, with your own freedoms, without maybe a director, or a senior manager, whoever it might have been, giving you their strategy as to how the business is going, and you've to adapt and fit to suit that. You've actually got that free reign to walk your own path, and develop things how you should. So I think that's been sort of the key takeaway for me, that it's genuinely exciting, and it's that freedom, that you're not restrained anymore by organizational strategy, or how they want the organization to move, or how they want you to move. It's very much that refreshment of doing what you want to do.